Have you ever felt the crushing weight of your past? Imagine this. You're at the starting line of a race, but instead of running shoes, you're wearing heavy chains. Those chains are your mistakes, regrets, and pain. But here's the truth. God never meant for you to carry that burden. Today, we're breaking those chains and setting you free. I'm going to show you how to leave your past where it belongs and sprint towards your destiny. Are you ready to feel the wind of freedom on your face? Let's discover the lightness of living unburdened by yesterday's shadows as we embark on this transformative journey together. Picture this. You're at the starting line of life's great race. The gun's about to go off, and you're ready to sprint towards your destiny. But something's off. Your legs feel heavy, your movements sluggish. You look down, and there they are, chains. Not physical chains, but something just as real, just as binding. These chains are made of regrets, what-ifs, and should-haves that weigh you down. Every step becomes a struggle when you're carrying yesterday's burdens. Your mind replays old hurts on repeat, like a broken record stuck on the saddest song. But here's the truth. God didn't design you to run with all this extra weight. He created you for freedom, for speed, for victory. This isn't just about feeling bad. This is about your future. Research has shown that dwelling on past mistakes can lead to increased anxiety and depression. It's like poison to your soul, seeping into every aspect of your life. But I've got good news for you. Those chains, they're not locked. You have the key. God's given you the power to break free. It's right there in your hands, waiting for you to use it. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine how fast you could run if you weren't weighed down. Picture the heights you could reach, the mountains you could climb, the dreams you could achieve. That's the life God has planned for you. It's time to make a choice. Will you keep dragging those chains, letting them slow you down, trip you up, keep you from becoming all that you were meant to be? Or will you leave them at the starting line, step into the race of life unencumbered, ready to sprint towards your destiny? Let me tell you something. Letting go isn't weakness. It's the ultimate act of strength. It's choosing faith over fear, future over past. It's saying, I trust God more than I trust my own regrets. Now, let's talk about what's really holding you back and why God's asking you to let it go. Maybe it's that relationship that ended badly. You keep replaying it in your mind, thinking of all the things you could have done differently, but God's saying, let it go. I've got something better for you. Or perhaps it's that career setback. You missed out on that promotion, and now you're questioning your worth, your abilities. But God's whispering, that's not the end of your story. I'm preparing you for something greater. It could be words spoken over you by a parent, a teacher, a friend. Words that cut deep, that made you doubt yourself. But God's shouting, those words don't define you. My love defines you. The truth is, your past doesn't determine your future. Your mistakes don't disqualify you from God's blessings. Your regrets don't have the power to hold you back unless you give them that power. So here's what I want you to do. Take a good, hard look at those chains. Identify them. Name them. And then, with God's strength, start breaking them. One by one. Break the chain of self-doubt with God's truth. Shatter regret with His promises. Dissolve past hurts through forgiveness. It's time to run your race, unencumbered and free. God's waiting at the finish line, cheering you on. Are you ready to break those chains and sprint towards your destiny? God's vision for your unencumbered future. Listen closely. God's pushing you forward for a reason. He sees a future so bright, it makes your past look like a dim shadow. Imagine you're on a beautiful mountain trail, the sun rising ahead, but you're carrying a heavy backpack filled with regrets and old pain. That weight, it's keeping you from reaching the breathtaking view God has planned for you. God's vision for your life is incredible, but you can't fully step into it while clinging to that old weight. It's like trying to run a race with chains on your feet. You might move, but you'll never reach your full potential. Think about it. Would a loving father want his child stuck in old pain? Number, he wants you free, whole, living your full calling. When you cling to past hurts, you're telling God, I don't trust your plan. But his plans for you are far greater than any comfort you find in familiar pain. The Bible tells us something powerful in Philippians 3:13-14. It says, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. This isn't just about forgetting. It's about actively choosing to leave behind what weighs you down so you can run the race God set before you. When you refuse to let go, you're actively resisting God's best for you. You're choosing known pain over unknown joy. That's a dangerous place to be. When you hold on to the past, you limit what God can do through you. You're saying, God, I'd rather stay in my comfort zone of pain and regret. But that's not the life He designed for you. God's vision for your life is about freedom, purpose, and joy. It's about stepping into the fullness of who He created you to be. Imagine waking up each day, unburdened, ready to embrace new opportunities without the shadow of past mistakes. Here's the truth. God is more interested in your future than your past. He's not keeping a tally of your mistakes. He's looking ahead, seeing all the incredible things you could do if you just let go and trust Him. Listen to this wisdom from Steve Maraboli. The truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, you cannot move forward. That's a spiritual truth. Forgiveness of yourself and others is the key that unlocks the chains of your past. When you align with God's vision, you open yourself to miracles, to breakthrough, to purpose beyond your wildest dreams. But it requires courage. It requires faith. It requires you to say, God, I trust you more than I trust my pain. So here's what I want you to do. Take a moment right now. Picture yourself standing at a starting line. Behind you are all the hurts, the mistakes, the regrets. In front of you is a wide open track. That's your future. That's where God's calling you. Now imagine yourself taking one step forward, then another. With each step, you're leaving something behind. That grudge, let it go. That mistake, release it. That dream you thought was dead, it's time to resurrect it. The hidden danger of holding on the past. That past you're clinging to, it's a thief, stealing your present joy and your future blessings, and you don't even realize it's happening. Are you ready to see the truth about what holding on is really costing you? When you refuse to let go of old hurts, past mistakes, or outdated identities, you're letting the past dictate your future. This isn't what God wants for you. He's trying to protect you from something far more dangerous than you realize. It's time to understand the hidden poison that's seeping into your life. Every time you replay that old hurt in your mind, every time you dwell on that mistake you made years ago, you're giving it power over your present. It's like handing over the keys to your happiness to something that doesn't even exist anymore. Research shows that constantly revisiting painful memories can increase anxiety and depression. But it's not just your mind that suffers. Your body feels the weight of that burden too. When you're stuck in the past, you become blind to the blessings God's trying to give you right now. You're unable to see the opportunities He's placing right in front of you. You become deaf to His guidance, numb to the love of those around you. The truth is, when you dwell on past experiences, especially the painful ones, you can find yourself trapped in a cycle of bitterness and regret. It's like a poison that seeps into every part of your life. It affects your relationships, your work, your dreams. You might think you're protecting yourself by holding on to these old hurts, but in reality, you're letting them steal your joy, your peace, your very ability to live fully in the present. It's time to stop staring in the rearview mirror and focus on the road ahead. God is calling you to make a conscious decision to put the past behind you. It's not easy, I know, but it's necessary if you want to move forward into the life God has planned for you. Remember, He's more interested in your future than your past. He doesn't keep a tally of your mistakes or your hurts. He's waiting to show you the incredible things He has in store for you. The paradox of letting go. Letting go of your past isn't about weakness. It's about unleashing a hidden strength within you. Are you ready to discover the paradox that will transform your entire life? Here's something that might shock you. Letting go makes you stronger, faster, more agile. I know. It sounds crazy, right? But stick with me for a moment. Think about a runner shedding heavy clothes before a big race. Each piece dropped makes them lighter, quicker, more focused on the finish line ahead. That's what letting go does for your spirit. It strips away unnecessary burdens, leaving you free to run the race God has set before you. When you let go, you become more adaptable, more open to new ideas and opportunities. You're not trapped by old patterns or fears anymore. You start to see challenges as chances to grow, not reasons to retreat. And here's the real power. When you're not defined by your past, you're free to become who God always meant you to be. You're no longer the sum of your mistakes or your hurts. You're a child of God, with a future so bright it can take your breath away. Letting go isn't about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself to grow, to change, to become stronger than you ever thought possible. It's about reframing your thoughts, focusing on positive outcomes instead of dwelling on past pain. Picture yourself at the starting line of your future. Behind you are all the weights you've been carrying, the doubts, the regrets, the hurts. What would happen if you left them there? If you turned your back on them and faced forward, eyes fixed on the incredible journey ahead, you'd feel lighter, more agile in spirit. You'd find a strength rising up within you that you never knew you had. Because here's the truth. God didn't design you to carry all that extra weight. He designed you to run, to soar, to overcome every obstacle in your path. As you walk this path, you become a beacon of hope for others. Your journey lights the way for those still struggling with their own burdens. You show them what's possible when we have the courage to let go and trust God with our future. Your transformation is a light for others. Listen closely. Your transformation is about igniting a fire that spreads. God is calling you to let your light shine so brightly that others can't help but see the path to freedom. Every obstacle you've overcome, every weight you've stripped off, it's all been preparation for something bigger. You're becoming a living testimony of God's power to transform lives. This new calling requires courage and vulnerability. Are you willing to open up about your struggles? To share not just your victories, but the messy, painful parts of your journey too? When you talk about your past, the shame, the regrets, the mistakes, you're giving others permission to face their own demons. You're showing them it's okay to be honest about their pain and proving that it's possible to break free. Your story becomes a map for the lost, a lifeline for those drowning in regret. When you share how God helped you let go of your past, you're throwing out a rope of hope to people who thought they were beyond saving. Think about this. There's solid research showing that people are more likely to make positive changes when they see others succeed. Your journey from darkness to light becomes transformative for others. Your experience gives you precious wisdom and empathy that can't be taught. You gain the ability to truly understand and help others who are still stuck where you once were. As you reach out, you're not just talking about freedom, you're actively fighting for it. You become a warrior for everyone around you, striking blows against the chains that hold people back. The ripple effect starts with you, but it doesn't end there. When you help one person break free, they'll likely go on to help others. Before you know it, your single act of courage has sparked a movement of healing and hope. Remember, this path isn't always easy. There will be times when you'll feel exposed. In those moments, know this: your vulnerability is your strength. It's what makes your testimony real and relatable, allowing others to see themselves in your story and believe they too can change. As you light the way for others, you'll discover something amazing. Helping others break free actually strengthens your own resolve. Your struggles become blessings, your pain becomes purpose, your mess becomes your message. You'll grow in ways you never expected, developing a strength and resilience that comes from fighting, not just for yourself, but for others. This is your new calling, to use your transformation to set others free. Listen to me. God's calling you to run a race, not crawl through life weighed down by yesterday's chains. It's time to embrace the future He has planned for you. People who actively work on forgiveness and focus on positive changes experience real transformation. Your journey becomes a beacon of hope for others. So go, run your race. Your future is waiting, and it's brighter than you can imagine. Are you ready to step into the life God has designed for you? I want to hear your thoughts because your perspective matters in this journey we're on together. Stay focused, stay motivated, and if you've made it this far, drop 100 in the comments to show you're part of the 1% working to improve every single day.